Amit is also waiting.
It's not raining in the slightest. Very warm and there's no rain. It's virtually clear skies. Guys, am I clear?
Yes, you are.
We are live.
Okay, so
Yes, we are live.
we are live, and a warm welcome to all of you to match number 2 for Team India as we gear up for this very important clash between India and the Netherlands. And I am Damni Basu on behalf of Ref Sports. Take extreme delight to be joined and to also take this opportunity to welcome my panelists for today's discussion. We have Jaideep Mukherjee, Shubhan Chakravarti, and Norman Kochanek. Norman has joined us from Australia. So a warm welcome to all the three of you gentlemen. And an update comes that the toss is yet to happen between India and the Netherlands, because the previous clash between South Africa and Bangladesh is yet to come to any conclusion. So we can perhaps spend the time and discuss some very important thoughts about this upcoming clash between India and the Netherlands. So Joyda, I'll begin with you. The previous clash, India versus Pakistan, of course, it was a cracker of a game, but it was a very important win for Team India, you would say. And please talk us through this, mindset which Team India has. And in the meantime, we have just in time Amit joining us from Australia. Amit, बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आपका. अभी तक तो टॉस का कोई अपडेट है नहीं, क्योंकि पिछला मैच अभी तक खत्म हुआ नहीं है. तो जॉयदा से हम बात करेंगे. जॉयदा, if we can have you talking us through your thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome, everyone. As always, a pleasure to be here. And I think India still has worries. They've won a very tight game, could have gone either way. I know Amit ji went and had a lot of sweets that evening. And the food also, him and Bodia both, as did me, because everybody enjoyed. But I'm going to speak in English because Norman's also here, so we're all on the same page. So I just feel that, India's batting is a worry. KL, Rohit being at his best, Surya, big games, DK also big game now. So the bowling has held up, and this was my worry, because once in Australia with the bigger grounds, the bowlers will feel a little more comfortable than the batters will. In India, what happens is the bowlers who always feel the heat, because it's 60, 70-yard boundaries, everything is for the batter. But as we saw in the India-Pakistan game, in the early on, it wasn't easy to bat on. It was seaming around. So the conditions were favorable to the bowler. This doesn't happen in India in T20 a lot. So having said that, so I feel that the bowling is still okay, but India's batting worries are still there, and they'll have to sort their batting out as a group.
Okay, definitely. Norman, I'll come to you. As Joyda very correctly stated, that there are certain worries still in the Indian batting lineup, as was clearly very much evident in the first clash they had against Pakistan. How would you like to talk to us about this game, today's game between India and the Netherlands? Because no team is big, no team is small. Each and every team is equal, and there are massive upsets taking place. Even yesterday, Ireland defeated England. So talk us through your emotions about this game that Netherlands will be playing against India.
Thank you for letting me join the show. Look, I'm in a spot. I hope you can hear me. It's madness here. Bangladesh have just been beaten by South Africa by some fairly close score. The reality is, you can't take any team lightly. India had a magnificent game against Pakistan. We all know that Virat Kohli came from the death, 82 not out, the most miraculous innings I've seen in a long time. But this is another day, another game, another ground. So many variables are there. Netherlands should never be taken easily. They've qualified for the Super 12. They must be informed to be able to do that. You don't just fall across the line, you're playing in form. So Netherlands have nothing to lose today, absolutely nothing to lose. India has everything to lose in terms of their pride and their ability to win overall competition. Do not take Netherlands lightly, and I hope India know that, and they thumped them. They thumped them by a cricket score, pun, a true cricket score in terms of the way in which a game should be played. India should emphatically put a stamp on this match, watch the net run rate go up, well up, and be able to then take charge and lead their group.
एब्सोल्युटली। अमित जी, आपके पास आऊंगी। आप बताएं हमें कि इस गेम को आप किस तरह से देखते हैं, क्योंकि हाँ देखिए, एक हम सब जानते हैं कि कुछ टॉप टीम्स होती हैं, कुछ उतनी ज्यादा अच्छी टीम्स नहीं होती। तो नेदरलैंड्स एक ऐसी टीम है जो उतनी ज्यादा स्ट्रांग नहीं है, ठीक है ना, और दूसरी तरफ उनका मुकाबला है इंडिया के साथ। तो इस गेम में क्या आप प्लेइंग 11 में कोई तब्दीली देखते हैं दोनों के नजरिए से, इंडिया हो चाहे नेदरलैंड्स हो, क्योंकि नेदरलैंड्स बांग्लादेश के खिलाफ हार के आ रही है, इंडिया पाकिस्तान से जीत के आ रही है।
जी देखिए, T20 फॉर्मेट है। T20 में किसी भी टीम को आप हल्के में नहीं ले सकते, क्योंकि T20 फॉर्मेट है। अगर आपकी एक गलती हो गई तो आपका जो है उसका खामियाजा आपको भुगतना पड़ेगा। इंडिया, जहां तक आप बात कर रहे हैं बदलाव की, नेदरलैंड टीम जो है वो एक मैच हारी हुई है, उनको कहीं ना कहीं एक सबक मिला हुआ है बांग्लादेश के हाथों। वो अपनी बेस्ट टीम खिलाना चाहेगा, लेकिन जहां तक मैं इंडिया टीम की बात करूं, कहीं ना कहीं बदलाव संभव है। दामिनी, मेरे हिसाब से 2 बदलाव होने चाहिए। एक तो यजुवेंद्र चहल टीम में आएंगे अक्षर पटेल की जगह, क्योंकि अक्षर पटेल थोड़े ऑफ कलर साबित हुए थे, थोड़े एक्स्ट्रा रन उन्होंने दे दिए थे। और ये जो सिडनी का मैदान है, ये हमेशा से स्पिन गेंदबाजों को राज आया है। अगर आपने टेस्ट में देखा होगा, वनडे में देखा होगा, T20 में देखा होगा, स्पिनर्स यहाँ पर चले हैं। तो यजुवेंद्र चहल जो है वो डच टीम को अपने फिरकी के जाल में फंसाने के लिए काफी कारगर साबित होंगे, ऐसा मेरा मानना है जी। और जहां तक दूसरी बात है, ऐसा मेरा मानना है कि हार्दिक पांड्या को शायद टीम इंडिया रेस्ट दे, ऐसा मेरा मानना है। अभी तक इस पर कोई पुख्ता जानकारी नहीं मिल पाई है, क्योंकि टीम को जो है वो बाकी के खिलाड़ियों को भी आजमाना है। दीपक हुड्डा जैसा एक ऑलराउंड खिलाड़ी है, जब आपको जरूरत हो तब दीपक हुड्डा आपके लिए 2-3 ओवर कर भी सकते हैं। बल्लेबाजी में भी लोअर ऑर्डर में जाकर दीपक हुड्डा अच्छी बल्लेबाजी कर सकते हैं। तो मेरे हिसाब से टीम मैनेजमेंट शायद हार्दिक पांड्या को आराम देकर दीपक हुड्डा को आजमाना चाहें, लेकिन इस पर अभी तक आधिकारिक रूप से पुष्टि नहीं हुई है। तो मेरे हिसाब से 2 बदलाव मैं अपनी रूप से टीम इंडिया में देखता हूँ।
जी बिल्कुल। Shubhan, I'll come to you, and the live update comes that in the previous clash between South Africa and Bangladesh, South Africa have thumped Bangladesh by a whopping 104 runs. That's the live update from the previous clash between these two teams, and we presume we will have a very quick update about the toss and live action coming up between India and Netherlands. We are yet to get an update. So in the meanwhile, Shubhan, please talk to us about, once again, the hot player from Team India, the hot topic of discussion right now, that is Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli was going through a lean patch, a lengthy one. He came back in the Asia Cup. He came back stronger against this clash against Pakistan. Do you see him, and how do you see him continuing with his momentum?
I think that it's a great game for Virat Kohli, a perfect match to continue that momentum. It's not a very superstar-laden team. Netherlands is the lowest ranked team, in fact, among all the teams that are playing in this T20 World Cup Super 12 stage. So a great opportunity for Virat Kohli to continue. But at the same time, I would love the likes of KL Rahul and Rohit Sharma to get big runs. KL Rahul averages just 19 at a strike rate of 106 against full team nations since October 2020. So, he hasn't scored a lot of runs and a good strike rate. So if you have to ask me personally, I'm looking forward to watching KL Rahul back more than Virat Kohli, because we know that Virat Kohli, Hardik Pandya, Surya Kumar, these are the players in good form. But if KL Rahul can also pick up the momentum, then that would be the best thing for the Indian team.
Absolutely. Norman, I'll come to you. Please, we are yet to get an update on the toss, but I need you to tell us, whichever team wins the toss today, what do you think, according to you, should, give them the early advantage? What choice of theirs would you feel should give them, and probably will give them the early advantage on given conditions, provided the weather changes or doesn't change for that matter, and given the size of the grounds?
Okay, now, as far as I'm concerned, India would want to bat first and score a very large total, take Netherlands out to the cleaners for less than 100, and get a large net rate, that benefit. Because if Netherlands get 80 odd and they pass the score, it won't be as beneficial. I think India will bat long and go well over 200. This SCG ground is a belter. South Africa, Riley Reserve scored a magnificent century. He belted the ball in all different corners. India need to go out there and score 220, 230, put a massive stamp on this game, have Netherlands struggle to get past 80 or 90 and have a great net rate. All right, that's what I would do.
Absolutely. Joyda, now do we have you back with us? We have lost him. He's facing some network issues. So, Amit ji, मैं आपके पास आऊंगी. अर्शदीप सिंह की बात करते हैं. अर्शदीप सिंह को काफी ट्रोल किया जा रहा था. And Joyda, do we have you back with us again?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back.
Okay, okay, it's so glad to have you back with us. Let's continue the discussion as we are yet to get any updates about the toss from this upcoming live action. So, Joyda, please talk to us about one player from India, that is Arshdeep Singh. A massive resurgence he went through. He was trolled massively in recent times. He went through a tough time, and then he was lauded a lot for his outstanding outing against Pakistan. So talk us through, Arshdeep, how well do you see and are seeing him, coming back?
He's a revelation. He's somebody who is sort of, kept our thoughts of Jasprit Bumrah being away from the action. And the bowling unit, even Mohammad Shami, in the last 30 T20s for India, he hasn't played a game. So suddenly you pick somebody like him. Yes. Amit.
Hello, Joyda.
दामिनी, एक लेटेस्ट अपडेट आपको देना चाहूंगा. 12:20 भारतीय टाइम के हिसाब से टॉस होगा और मैच जो है वो 12:39 यानी कि 12:40 पर शुरू होगा. एक लेटेस्ट अपडेट सिडनी के मैदान से आपके हमारे रेव स्पोर्ट्स के तमाम दर्शकों के लिए. तो वो सब कुछ ही पलों में जो है वहां पर टॉस 3 मिनट का समय बचा है टॉस होने में और उसके बाद जो है वो आपको लाइव एक्शन हाफ एन आवर में देखने मिलेगा. तो ये एक लेटेस्ट अपडेट हमारे तमाम दर्शकों के लिए जो हमारा लाइव प्रोग्राम फिलहाल देख रहे हैं.
बहुत शुक्रिया आपका अमित जी. प्लीज जोयदा.
Yeah, so Mohammad Shami in the last 31 days T20 he hadn't played for India. Suddenly we call him out and say, come and do the job for us. So Arshdeep there has just been taken to this T20 cricket just like a fish to water. So and he's the reason why we're not feeling the absence of Jasprit Bumrah so far on our face, because he's not only lethal with the new ball, he's also very good at the end. So this is where he's been an absolute revelation, and I hope he goes on to play every version for India. And there have been some Indian greats who have said that he can become the next Zaid Khan. So that's that's big praise, big shoes to fill. And because he swings the ball in, he swings the ball out, he's got pace, he can bowl the Yorker at will, and most importantly for me, he can handle the pressure.
Yes, definitely. And I would like to continue the discussion a bit more on Arshdeep Singh before we get an update on the toss. Shubhan, please talk to us about what you felt about Arshdeep Singh's performance against Pakistan. Because, I asked this question, given the performance Team India had against Pakistan last year, not being able to bag any wickets. And the main thing which everybody highlighted was the lack of a quality left arm pacer that Team India was lacking. Right. Suddenly, they find it in an Arshdeep Singh. So how useful do you see him for our playing 11, for the Indian playing 11?
Damini, I have interviewed Arshdeep a couple of times. I have interviewed many pacers, but the best part about Arshdeep is he has a very calm head. Even when we spoke before the T20 World Cup, he kept on saying that, भैया जो भी यॉर्कर का मास्टरी आ रहा है वो रेपिटेशन से आ रहा है. It's all about muscle memory. It's all about situation, handling the pressure. So he has a very calm head, and it's so good to see a youngster deliver at a big stage like World Cup in India-Pakistan match. It's not easy at all. And
a calm fast bowler is difficult to find. A calm fast bowler.
Absolutely. And Joyda, even Norman and Amit ji will also agree that even when he goes for run, you won't see that something which Bumrah has that quality. You won't see that pressure on his face. You won't see suddenly he is not very anxious about conceding runs. So he has a very calm head. And even during that India versus South Africa T20 series, he was seen practicing by keeping a mint glove, and he was nailing each and every Yorker there at the nets. So
that's usually That's usually
Yeah.
the case. They either put a mitt or a shoe sometimes, just a shoe
Yes,
to
yes,
target that. But you know what?
yes.
All three of our fast bowlers are calm. I know Shami closely. I know Bhuvi somewhat.
Uh,
They're all calm. That's the reason why sometimes even the calmness is required, even in a fast bowler. Because although
right,
Absolutely.
your
Absolutely.
discipline is a rigorous one, but your head needs to be calm.
right, right. And Arshdeep, continue and to conclude, I mean, Arshdeep, what makes him separate, different from other bowlers in the same group? He has a very calm head. He knows what to do. He is very clear with his plans.
True, true.
Yeah,
Yes,
Norman
Norman.
has something to tell us. Yeah, Norman.
Okay, I'm getting the noise is getting deafening in here. We've got Indian drums going, bananas. I think I'm going to be swarmed by a lot of people very soon. The Indian crowd is deafening now. Just to say my piece, India 221 after their 20 overs, and Netherlands 121. A clean 100 victory for India. That is my prediction.
Awesome.
That's a very strong and optimistic prediction coming up from Norman Kochenik. So, Norman, we hope that we get a good game. And, Norman, on a serious note, I'd like to ask you, just give it from Netherlands' point of view, how should...
See you guys. See you guys.
Oh, so Norman has to leave us. Okay, Norman, thank you so much for joining.
guys.
अमित मैं आपके पास आऊंगी. अमित, नॉर्मन ने तो इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग वर्डिक्ट दिया है अपनी तरफ से, तो आप मुझे जरा बताइए नेदरलैंड्स के नजरिए से कि हाँ, हम सब जानते हैं कि कोई कुछ खास ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग टीम नेदरलैंड्स नहीं है, ठीक है ना. उनको वो अंडरडॉग्स वाला टैग दिया है, तो उनका माइंडसेट आप हमें जरा अगर उनके बारे में बात करें कि जब उनको पता होता है कि वर्ल्ड की टॉप टीम जैसे इंडिया के खिलाफ उनका एक मुकाबला हो और एक वर्ल्ड कप स्टेज में, इतने बड़े स्टेज में मुकाबला हो, तो किस तरह से उनको अपना माइंडसेट क्लियर रखना चाहिए कि हाँ, एक टॉप टीम है, उनके खिलाफ हम फाइट करने वाले हैं, पता है रिजल्ट की ज्यादातर क्या होने वाला है, लेकिन
मैं आपको बता दूं, नेदरलैंड टीम पहली बार इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट नहीं, कई अरसे से नेदरलैंड टीम खेल रही है. उनको पता है बड़ी टीमों के सामने कैसे तैयारी करनी है, कैसे जाना है. लेकिन जहां तक T20 फॉर्मेट की बात आती है, अगर नेदरलैंड पहले बल्लेबाजी करती है तो भारतीय टीम का ये एक प्लान होगा कि अगर आप शुरुआती ओवर में किसी भी टीम के प्रमुख बल्लेबाजों को, द टॉप ऑर्डर बैट्समैन को अगर पेविलियन में जल्दी चलता करते हैं तो वो टीम गड़बड़ा जाती है, उनके सारे प्लान्स जो हैं वो धरे के धरे रह जाते हैं. सिमिलर दूसरी तरफ अगर मैं बात करूं, अगर नेदरलैंड पहले फील्डिंग करती है तो टीम इंडिया के बल्लेबाजों को जो ओपनर्स हैं, खासकर रोहित शर्मा, केएल राहुल और विराट कोहली, उनका ये प्लान होगा कि वो ताबड़तोड़ पावर प्ले में एक 80-90 रन का ऐसा एक टारगेट बना लें, ऐसा एक स्कोर बना लें पावर प्ले में कि जिससे उनके गेंदबाजों को जो है वो लाइन एंड लेंथ ही मिलना मुश्किल हो जाए. तो कहीं ना कहीं एक मेंटली अटैक जो हम कहेंगे, ऐसा स्ट्रेटेजी बनती है. नेदरलैंड के पास अनुभव की कमी है, जैसे हमने कहा इतना क्रिकेट ज्यादा खेलते नहीं है वर्ल्ड लेवल पर, बड़े लेवल पर, तो जरा सी अनुभव की कमी होगी, लेकिन पावर हिटर्स उनके पास भी हैं. हमारे गेंदबाजों को केवल उनको रोकना होगा और एक स्ट्रेटेजी जैसे हमने पाकिस्तान के सामने बनाई थी, बाबर आजम और रिजवान को जिस तरीके से सस्ते में आउट करके पेविलियन में भेजा था, नेदरलैंड के भी सामने इसी तरीके की. और मैं जॉयदा की बात से सहमत हूं, जैसे उन्होंने अर्शदीप की बात करी कि काम और कंपोज है, ऐसे ही गेंदबाजों की काफी जरूरत है. और उनके पास मोहम्मद शमी जैसे स्किलफुल गेंदबाज हैं, जो कई ऐसी वैरायटी उनके पास है. तो जैसे जैसे वो टीम इंडिया के साथ में रहेंगे, इन सीनियर खिलाड़ियों के साथ सीखेंगे, अपने आप में निखार ले आएंगे. और बस अब शायद 1 या 2 ही दिन बचे हैं कि न्यूजीलैंड के सामने और बांग्लादेश के सामने टीम का ऐलान होना है. जहां तक हमारी जानकारी है, रेड स्पोर्ट्स के पास एक्सक्लूसिव जानकारी और किसी के पास नहीं है. कल शायद सिलेक्शन कमेटी की मीटिंग है पर्थ में, और चेयरमैन ऑफ सिलेक्शन कमेटी यही है फिलहाल ऑस्ट्रेलिया में. वो तमाम सिलेक्टरों के साथ बात करेंगे, कोच और कप्तान भी रहेंगे, और न्यूजीलैंड दौरे के लिए और बांग्लादेश दौरे के लिए टीम यहीं से चुनी जाएगी. यानी कि जो आज का मैच है वो कर गुजरने के लिए तमाम खिलाड़ियों के सही है. ये रेड स्पोर्ट्स के दर्शकों के लिए ब्रेकिंग न्यूज कि आज का मैच अगर अच्छा किया तो खिलाड़ियों को बांग्लादेश और न्यूजीलैंड दौरे पर जरूर जगह मिलेगी.
Okay, so we can just see that players have already assembled. Both the captains have assembled for the toss. We are just moments away from the toss, yet to get an update. So, Joyda, I'll come to you before we get any updates from the toss.
Can I just take
Yeah,
a cue
Joyda.
of what Amit ji said? I'll take a cue from
Please.
that. See, whatever our strategy with bat and ball will depend on what is there in the offering for us with the pitch. This is one game where the pitch lays out what is in store. In football and all, you more or less know the variables are not much. Now, that day, India-Pakistan game, if India had lost the toss and Pakistan was bowling on that wicket, we could have been in huge trouble because their bowlers are quicker than us, their bowlers are taller than us with more bounce. So that's the reason why how we go ahead with this match. If it's seaming around, if it's swinging, if it's not, if it's trifle dry, if it's coming slowly off the track, that suits India. Now, a lot of these Netherlands players have played for other countries before. They play a lot of other places and Rice and all that. They've played everywhere in the world and come. So it's not that they're just Netherlands. So that is the reason why we have to respect the conditions. Yeah, go on.
We have an update that from the toss has just happened, and Team India has won the toss. Rohit Sharma has won the toss, and he has elected to
Field.
Bat first.
field first.
Bat
first. Yes. So it's Team India, ladies and gentlemen. The clash between India and Netherlands has an update that the toss has taken place and Rohit Sharma winning the toss has opted to bat first. So Joyda, I need you to talk us through Rohit Sharma's decision this time opting to bat first.
Yeah. So without looking at the pitch, we have no idea. We have no information to what the pitch is. But just this decision tells us that it's either a very good wicket where you want to bat first and pile up the runs, or it's a wicket which on the second half can become a little dry. So you want to bat first in the best conditions. Which it is, we will be only able to say once we look at the pitch. Or a couple of balls are bowled on it. Because sometimes, in spite of being involved with this game for donkey's years, a pitch, until a few balls are bowled, you can never make out what the pitch is like. 90-95% times you might get it right, but there's a 5% time where it can startle you, it can baffle you. But this decision tells me either it's a really good wicket and Rohit says, listen, this is an easier game compared to the other games. So let our batting unit bat in peace and get a lot of runs and let our batters come to form. That's one. Second could be, I'll just finish on this. The second could be that he feels that batting first is better than batting second in these conditions. Yes, Amit ji.
Yeah, Amit ji.
देखिए टॉस टीम आ चुकी है टीम इंडिया की, कोई बदलाव टीम इंडिया में नहीं किया गया। सेम टीम मैनेजमेंट ने भरोसा रखते हुए सेम टीम रखी हुई है। रोहित शर्मा, केएल राहुल, विराट कोहली, सूर्य कुमार यादव, दिनेश कार्तिक, हार्दिक पांड्या, अक्षर पटेल, रविचंद्रन अश्विन, भुवनेश्वर कुमार, अर्शदीप सिंह, मोहम्मद शमी, ये भारतीय टीम है। कहीं ना कहीं बातें ऐसी चल रही थी कि हार्दिक पांड्या को आराम दिया जाए, लेकिन अब शायद टीम मैनेजमेंट में ये तय किया है कि नहीं, खिलाड़ियों को फॉर्म जो बरकरार है उसे ब्रेक थ्रू नहीं देना है, उसे कंटिन्यू रखना है, क्योंकि बैक टू बैक हम मैचेस खेल रहे हैं। हालांकि रेस्ट उनको मिलता है, लेकिन अगर खिलाड़ी का अगर फॉर्म है तो उस फॉर्म को बरकरार रखें। अगर उस फॉर्म में कहीं ना कहीं ब्रेक आ गया तो जो आगे चल के बड़ा क्रूशियल मैच है। मुझे लग रहा है कि आज जिस तरीके से साउथ अफ्रीका खेली है बांग्लादेश के सामने, हमारा जो अगला मैच है वो पर्थ में अफ्रीका के सामने है। ऑप्टस स्टेडियम में काफी तेज तर्रार विकेटें होंगी। एंड्रे नोकिया जिस तरीके से फायर किए हैं बांग्लादेश टीम के सामने, शायद इसी के चलते टीम मैनेजमेंट ने जो है वो खिलाड़ियों को आराम देने की नहीं सोची है। मतलब सेम कॉम्बिनेशन खिलाया है जो पाकिस्तान के सामने विनिंग कॉम्बिनेशन था, वही मतलब भारत की सेम प्लेइंग 11 नेदरलैंड के सामने।
अमित जी, T20 वर्ल्ड कप है, आराम का दरकार नहीं है। आईपीएल में भी कोई आराम नहीं लेते हैं, उधर भी 3 दिन गेम चलता है, आराम का टाइम चला गया।
जी जोयदा।
और पारस मामले ने कल क्लियर भी कर दिया।
अगर हार्दिक का इश्यू है बॉलिंग से, अगर आपको लगा कि आपने 220 कर दिया, नॉर्मन जैसे बोल रहे हैं वो 90 पे 9 है, तो आप मत बॉल डालो
जी,
अब मत बॉल डालो। लेकिन ग्राउंड पे रहना, अभी नहीं खेलेंगे तो अच्छा जो बैटिंग किया, देखिए हार्दिक ऑल्सो प्लेड वेल बट इट वाज नॉट हिज बेस्ट। सो फॉर्म में आना नेट्स में नहीं होता है
जी,
जितना भी नेट कर लो।
Absolutely.
और यही मैचेस आपको चाहिए फॉर्म में आने के लिए। थोड़ा हल्का बॉलिंग है, आप इसमें अगर 20 बॉल में 40 कर लिया, दरवाजा खुल गया आपका।
एब्सोल्युटली राइट, एब्सोल्युटली। देखिए, और जो जिस तरीके से टीम ने प्रैक्टिस, एक ही प्रैक्टिस सेशन टीम को मिला था यहाँ पर एससीजी में जब टीम आई थी। हार्दिक पांड्या, सूर्य कुमार यादव, ये सारे प्रैक्टिस में नहीं थे। कहीं ऐसे कयास लगाए जा रहे थे कि दीपक हुड्डा को वो लेंगे, लेकिन यहाँ पर जैसे पॉइंट टेबल चेंज हो रहा है, हमारा पॉइंट टेबल नहीं, सामने का पॉइंट टेबल जिस तरीके से हिट पॉच हो रहा है, ऐसे में जोयदा मैं आपकी बात से मानता हूं कि बेस्ट प्लेइंग 11 ही खिलाना चाहिए, रेस्ट की यहाँ पर कोई दरकार नहीं है, रेस्ट नहीं मिलना चाहिए किसी भी खिलाड़ी को।
बारिश के लिए पॉइंट्स टेबल ऊपर नीचे हो रहा है, अपसेट्स हो रहा है। ये T20 में सबसे ज्यादा अपसेट्स होता है, गेम छोटा है, इसमें आप चांस नहीं ले सकते, पता नहीं कौन क्या कर देगा।
परफेक्टली ऑलराइट, परफेक्टली फाइन।
और पारस मामरे ने कल क्लियर भी कर दिया था कि मोमेंटम में हम लोग कंटिन्यू करना चाहेंगे ताकि ज्यादा बदलाव नहीं करेंगे, वो लोग उन्होंने क्लियर कर ही दिया।
जी जी जी
Ji. And Shubhayan, I'll come to you, taking a cue from what Joyda said about Rohit Sharma's decision for to bat first in these conditions against Netherlands. How do you see this decision being taken by Rohit Sharma to give himself and KL Rahul an opportunity to perhaps come out and express themselves, perhaps practice their opening partnership with each other, get to know each other a bit well, and, of course, let's be very practical, practice their opening partnership well enough, because their next clash is with South Africa, who are a very, very good side.
I mean, as Joyda also said that, this is the time that the players who are not in great form, like in top form, it is their time to, get some practice out there and get into that rhythm, get into that group before the high octane match against South Africa. And Perth, as Amit ji also said, it won't be easy. And Netherlands have some quality, like good talented bowlers. Van Meekeren can swing the ball up front, so that will be a challenging pace for KL Rahul and Rohit Sharma both. And even Fred Klaasen, these are decent bowlers who can trouble you on a particular day. So it's a good opportunity especially for KL Rahul and Rohit Sharma to get going in this tournament, because when the top three of the Indian team, we are a top three reliant side. If the top three, one of them play big, we most of the times we end up winning. So a great opportunity for, as I said earlier in our show, that KL Rahul averages just 19 with a strike rate of 106 in T20I since October 2020. So it is a great platform for him to just get going and keep the things in past and start building up from here.
And there are no easy teams here, Damini. These teams here, there are no easy teams here, because these teams here have kept the West Indies away.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
2 times world champions.
Yeah. So there are no easy teams here. You might say somebody's stronger, somebody's weaker. But in this shortest version, this difference between the two teams really becomes negligible, because a 15-minute, somebody playing really well for 15 minutes and somebody playing badly for 15 minutes can cost you the game, which is not the case in one days and definitely not in Test cricket.
And Damini, I'll just quickly add a point here. I have followed Netherlands cricket. I have followed Associate Nations pretty deeply. Vikramjit Singh, Max O'Dowd, and even Bas Delete, these are dangerous players. If they get going on their day, they are match winners. They can play a 30 ball 60, and you won't just believe that they are smashing an Arshdeep or a Shaheen Shah Afridi. They can do that. They are capable of doing that.
Of course, and even Colin Ackerman, that last
Colin
clash
Ackerman
against
played a great knock.
Bangladesh, they lost, but Colin Ackerman was the standout performer. He was so good. And this World Cup, as Joyda very correctly said, it's all about upsets until now. The greatest of all upsets have already taken place. Even that clash against England. Take a look, Ireland actually winning it. So I'll take this opportunity.
Ackerman has also played in South Africa. He plays as an overseas Kolpak
player.
And we'll take this opportunity to welcome Boriata. Thank you so much for joining. Though towards the end,
how much weight have you lost?
Breaking news. No, so the biggest news coming out of Indian cricket is not from here. The biggest news is that our women cricketers will now be paid the same match fee. 15 lakhs for Test, 6 lakhs for ODIs, and 3 lakhs for T20s. So gender equality starts with this from the BCCI. As I have just tweeted, this is the biggest decision taken by the BCCI in a long time. So
absolutely
well done. Equality in pay for Test cricket, ODIs, and T20s for our women cricketers.
Awesome.
Thank you so much to BCCI. Absolutely awesome piece of news. And as a woman, I can tell you this piece of news has just lit me up.
Boria, how much weight have you lost, Boria?
No, because Mama is being inspired by Bradman and getting fitter.
I saw
so
that.
I also have to train. So today I went and walked for about a couple of kilometers in Bondi and did my stretches. So not bad. And Amit
Not a bad place to walk.
No, not at all.
No.
And you know
Boria-
what Mama was doing.
Yeah.
You know what Mama was doing. So I was being the good one.
I'm sure.
Boryada, I can just tell you the snaps that you are sharing from there, they are absolutely so soothing to the eye, and you look young and fabulous as ever. Now, literally, you're giving us a competition. We youngsters are getting some really tough competition. So
Trust me,
it's good to
no,
see you.
And
Yeah.
by the way, it's not a speck of cloud in the sky. Not a speck of cloud. It's blue. David Warner just called me. By the way, I wish David Warner a happy birthday. I think he will keep tomorrow. So we were just chatting and I asked, so are you keeping? Because Matthew Wade has got COVID. So he asked, what's the weather like? I said, it's blue and wonderful. He said, they're in Melbourne. Australia play England in Melbourne for a massive game tomorrow. So wishing David Warner once again happy birthday on behalf of Red Sports.
Happy
Happy
birthday, Dan.
birthday to you, David Warner. And I'll take this opportunity to read out the playing 11s before we call it off, as the players are already out for their national anthems. The playing 11 for Team India, as already stated, is unchanged. KL Rahul, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, Surya Kumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya, Dinesh Karthik, Akshar Patel, Ravichandran Ashwin, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, Mohammad Shami, and Arshdeep Singh. And for Netherlands, they also go unchanged. Vikramjit Singh, Max O'Dowd, Buzz Dilly, Tom Cooper, Colin Ackerman, Scott Edwards, Tim Pringle, Logan Van Beek, Shariz Ahmed, Fred Klassen, and Paul Van Meekeren. So these are the playing 11s for both the teams. And before I tell you, gentlemen, to start enjoying some good cricket, let's have matchups and your player of the match. We'll begin first with Boryada and Amit.
KL Rahul for me.
For me, Mumbai ka mulga Rohit Sharma. And
Kya
captain.
baat hai. And any matchups both of you gentlemen would like to enjoy? Any matchups?
Logan Van Beek is a really good, decent all-rounder for Netherlands. And if you see, it's a good side. So I will say, having said that, I still think India will pile up the runs because it's a good batting wicket. Joyda?
Absolutely. Joyda? Joyda, do you hear us?
I think we have lost it.
Yeah, Joyda
You
is
go for it,
probably
you go for it,
facing
Shubhan,
network
you go for
issues.
it.
Shubhan,
Yeah.
Shubhan. Come on, Shubhan.
As I said, I'll keep a close eye on KL Rahul, so I'm backing KL Rahul to come good in this match. And when it comes to the matchup, I think I'll go with Tim Pringle, the spinner, versus Surya Kumar Yadav in the middle overs.
Okay, so we have our player of the match and our matchups. Unfortunate that Joyda is facing network issues, but we'll have to close the show right now because we are just moments away from the commencement of this very important clash between India and the Netherlands. And this was the pre-match show, ladies and gentlemen. You were hearing my panelists, Jaideep Mukherjee, Shibhain Chakravarti, Amit Shah, and of course our very own Boria Majumdar. And Joyda, do we have you back with us? And
Yes.
can we have a
quickly
quick
take
word?
his reaction.
Quick word. Go on, Joyda.
We're already late. We've got to rush in now.
Go on, Joyda.
Prediction, player of the match prediction.
Surya and Hardik, my two favorite players. Prediction: the Indian spinners against the Netherlands batters. Matchup.
Fantastic.
Let's go. Bye
So
bye.
thank you so much, बोरिया अमित जी, आपका बहुत शुक्रिया. आपने इतनी बढ़िया अपडेट्स दी हमें ऑस्ट्रेलिया से. जरूर ज्वाइन कीजिएगा. To all our viewers, do not forget to join in the post match show. जी अमित जी.
सबसे पहली अपडेट, सबसे सटीक अपडेट, सबसे बढ़िया अपडेट, सबसे फर्स्ट केवल रेव स्पोर्ट्स पर.
आपका बहुत शुक्रिया. बहुत शुक्रिया आपका अमित जी.
Pleasure,
Thank you so
pleasure,
much
Appa.
for joining and let's see you in the
Pleasure,
post match show.
Pleasure.